And without any further ado, I would like to speak about speak on the profile of Dr. Life-Laila St. Matthew Daniel. Dr. Life-Laila St. Matthew Daniel is an empowerment and transformation coach who since 2009 has focused on assisting people to maximize their potential in their personal and professional life through impartation of skills that would enhance their work performance, personal development, and in return, make them fulfilled and successful. She is a business graduate and an accomplished administrator of over 30 years. She has conducted personal coaching and executive trainings for CEOs of various medium or large corporations and the executive judiciary, both in Nigeria and other parts of West and East Africa. She has she is the principal consultant of Jacinta, a lifelong reengineering outfit, a life coach, psychologist, and neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. She focuses on attitude and behavioral tools that makes change and transformation possible. Dr. Life-Laila St. Matthew Daniel is a facilitator, speaker, and writer, deeply committed to services to humanity, especially women. She set up an initiative, Ask Generation, a gender-based organization to empower women and create awareness for zero tolerance towards domestic violence and abuse. She also works on gender programs, creating vocational and life skills empowerment for disadvantaged women and youths. She has written books on topics of issues of life and inspirational memoirs. She appears frequently on radio and television on topics that pertain to work-life balance, emotional trauma, and gender issues. She says, when a woman is empowered, spirit, soul, and body, which is when she that is when she can take a God-given role in the growth and development of the home and nation. Dr. Life-Laila St. Matthew Daniel is the mother of four professional women and also has four grandchildren. So without further ado, I'd like to give the floor now to Dr. St. Dr. Life-Laila St. Matthew Daniel. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Is it good morning? Thank you for having me here. Oh, it's still 11:56. All right. Thank you for having me here and, in front of this whole group of people of varying ages. You've had a very impactful morning, starting from Pastor Oyemade, and I listened to some of the things that he has said, and it kind of encapsulated everything. And the next speaker, and the next, and the next. So I have come in here to talk about a certain segment. Very quickly, I'm going to free flow. I'm just going to free flow. I have some, I'm a trainer, I'm a teacher, so I always have notes all over the place. But this time round, I'm going to free flow without any slides. And what I've been asked to do is addressing those in retirement, how to be or remain impactful, and those in active workforce, what they should be from the three perspectives, that is the work, health, and social capital. I've heard so much about these three areas that has been said. So everything that I'm going to talk about, you yourself, if you've been listening and not just hearing, if you've been listening, then you just compartmentalize everything that I'm going to talk about. Because even if you're not retired yet, or on the way to being retired and you are still young, the fact remains that at a certain point, by the grace of God giving you long life, you will get to the point where you will get into retirement. And again, retirement can be said that if you've been in the in the corporate arena and you've been working as a professional, you may just decide when you are still young, in your early 40s or early 50s or late 30s, to retire from the marketplace, the corporate marketplace, and then move into the entrepreneurial marketplace where you now have your own business. But the fact remains that there are seasons and times for everything that one is doing. And I'd like to share something with you that I saw some time ago that I saw. And it said, which I came across, a story that I came across a little while ago, and I'll just share it with you because to show that there are seasons and times, and we're talking about seasons and times, you understand? There was a man who had four sons. He wanted his sons to learn to not judge things too quickly. Do you understand? So he sent them each on a quest in turn to go out and look at a pear tree. There was a pear tree that was a great distance away. He told them to look at the pear tree. The first son went in the winter. He went in the winter. Our winter months here are like September, October, November, December. You can feel it now here. We don't have snow or things like that, but without all this climate change, it's around this time that you begin to feel very cold. The Hamatan begins to draw in. Although it's changed slightly, it's cold now. So he went out in the winter, the second in the spring when it's a rainy season in our own time, the third in summer, that is at the height of our own season here, June, July, or something like that. And the youngest son in the autumn. You understand? In the autumn. When they had all gone and come back, he called them together to describe what they had seen. The first son said that the tree was ugly. Remember, the first son went in during the winter months. He said the tree was ugly, bent, and twisted. The second son said no, because the second son went out in spring, when, you know, things were, the trees were budding, were coming alive again. And I think that is when, you know, the roots, those who have planted, they begin to see things coming out. The second said no, it was covered with green buds and full of promise. The third son disagreed totally. He said it was laden with blossoms that smelled so sweet and looked so beautiful. It was the most graceful thing he had ever seen. That's the one who was during the summer. The last son disagreed with all of them. He said it was ripe and drooping with fruit, full of life and fulfillment. Do you understand? So depending on where they were at each point, when they observed this pear tree, they had different perspectives, different perceptions. We all have different seasons in life. We all have different seasons in life. The man then explained to his sons that they were all right, which is true, because they had each seen but one season in the tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree or a person by only one season, and that the essence of who they are and the pleasure, joy, and love that come from that life can only be measured at the end when all the seasons are up. So if you give up when it's winter, you will miss the promise of your spring, the beauty of your summer, fulfillment of your autumn. So at what point are you at right now? That is what I want to ask you. If you are at the point of retirement, what has your seasons been? Because where you are right now is a function of where you have been, what you have done during the seasons of your life. If you are right at the beginning, then take note. Your seasons will begin to come. And whatever you plant during the season of planting, before the summer, before the autumn, before the winter of our time, or wherever you are will determine what it is that you are doing. Do you understand? So to be impactful, you have to know who you are. You have to know where you are. You have to know the season that you are in. And I will take a scripture that epitomizes everything, where God wants us to be impactful in anything that we're doing. In Matthew 3:14, and that's what I'm going to use, because I'm not going to make this into, a biblical situation. I'm going to be talking facts, and you need to follow me. But I'll say this. It says, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden. You are the light of a world. So you are the light of the world. So whatever season you are in, you are the light of the world. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. So if you are in your retirement season and you have taken charge of your seasons backwards, what has been happening, your light cannot be hidden. This is when you are going to begin to look inwards and find out what you can now do with what you have already experienced, you have done, you have achieved, even those you have not achieved, because out of challenges that you may not have handled properly, there are experiences and lessons. So we get on. Let your light so shine before men. Let your light so shine before men. It doesn't put an age bracket there, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. I would like you to go to that scripture and actually internalize it for every point that you are in right now, for every given point that you are in. So if you are in retirement stage, you must not allow the fact that you are now getting towards a certain season. You see, when you know your seasons and your times, you will look forward to it. You will actually look forward to it and say, yes, I am now in this season. What am I going to do about where I am right now? So I want you to, just as I'm talking, take an account of the years you have lived on this planet Earth, if you are in that retirement bracket, on who you understand, who, what, and whom have you impacted? You yourself, who have you impacted? Are you currently living in honor or in anguish? Are you regretting your past? Are you regretting not having done X, Y, Z? Are you going through the motions of me, myself, and I pity party, wishing that you had taken certain steps and done certain things, and now here you are, having your own pity party of, woe is me. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do next? That now is something you have to take charge of, or else you will keep going down and down and down. Even if you have made mistakes trying to get yourself together in the past, the fact remains that it is not over till it's over. And it will be over if you begin to wallow in self-pity and get yourself in a state whereby your health and well-being will be compromised. Because no matter what you do, that you are here on earth at this point is something to be grateful for, whether you like it or not. Pastor Poju said one of those things, and that is one thing I always say: be grateful, be in a position of gratitude at each point of your life. You remember that song, that childish song, count your blessings, name them one by one? Yes, count your blessings, and you will now see what God has done. Every single day is a time for you to be grateful for being alive, to be grateful that you have light within you. Remember what I read in Matthew. Your light never dims. Your light never dims. And whatever experiences you have gone through before is what you will use right now during your retirement years. And it all depends on your age. You remember what I said? It all depends on the time you're retiring, whether from active service or whether you are young enough but you decide, no, the corporate arena or working for someone is not me. I have gained enough to be able to get to the next level. Make sure that you have gained enough and you're not in a hurry. It's not easy out there to do things on your own. It's not easy. I had a masterclass, Upskill and Elevate Yourself, about 3 weeks ago, and I have another one in October, where upskilling yourself is a continuous process. Paying for personal development is sowing into your own life. This program is fantastic, that is being given for free. You won't get it just anywhere else. And free does not mean that it's not, filled. It depends on your position of your season and being able to take, because there is nothing that is said that is wasted. So if you are in retirement, there are many things that you can do. Don't look back. God has positioned our eyes forward, our nose forward, our mouth forward, and everything is forward. Don't look back. Don't look back at all. Just keep going and ask yourself, what is it that I have in me that I can now use to be the best I can be in this season that I am in? And that is what I did. My background in management, in administration, and I moved into manufacturing, by virtue of my age, I have tapped into all the seasons. I'm in the last lap of my fourth season. But this last lap of my fourth season is all together with all the seasons, because that is my mindset. Do you understand? Like, I'm 67, but I haven't yet tapped everything that I want to do. And I started this work since I was in my 50s. I knew that I was cut out to do more than I was involved with. And the experiences that I had gone through, I now saw that they were to get me prepared to give, because I'm a giver of knowledge. I'm a giver of life skills. I want people to be the best that they can be. I am mandated. That is my own purpose. I found my own purpose in my third season. Can you imagine that? Going on to my fourth season, I found my own purpose. When I was in my first season and second season, I had so many ups and downs, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that sometimes I will ask God, how can you put me through this? I'm not like that. How come other people are doing this, are doing that? I did not realize that I was being put through a training path. I even went into a point of wilderness at a certain point when God wanted to take me out and position me in ministry. Most people do not know that I'm an ordained pastor. I don't need to say that, because my ministry now is you and me being the best that I can be, so that you can look at me and be encouraged that if this woman can get to this point, I can, by my works and not my words. So what I did was that I now looked at everything that I had in me, that God had deposited in me, and I decided, this is my next season. This is what I'm going to do for my next season, and I'm going to continue to do it until I am called home. And you know something? Your mindset is your anti-aging serum and whatever it is. Your mindset does it all for you. When I look at people, I say, look at me, I don't wear makeup. Oh, okay, I have lip gloss. I have lip gloss. And it is from inside out. When you allow regrets, when you allow doubt, when your self-esteem is eroded, when you lack confidence. There was a point in my season when I couldn't talk to anybody. I was so shy. Can you believe that? I was so shy, it was unbelievable. I would say at the back so that nobody would call me. If you call me out, I would feel, it would seem as if I would sink into the ground. And then God started using me. All the things he had put me through, it was like as if he said, my daughter, you think you went through all of that for nothing? No, 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 you didn't. You are going to use that as the point of contact for those that are coming behind you, to be able to see that no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've been through, there is a reason and a purpose. And if you stop feeling sorry for yourself, you will find that purpose and you will actually bloom in that purpose. To live an impactful life in retirement is to look at the things that you have been through, the things that you have worked with, the experiences you have been through, the mistakes you made, the pluses that you have done, the pluses, the minus, and everything. And then you just keep going. And they say to me, you have so much energy. I say, yes, because I will not go to the grave with all the things that I have unless I pour it out. You see, I'm calling into being what is not, because that is how I want it to be. And that is how you must, even as a young person, they say I should talk about an active workforce. Even as a young person, I'm not going to talk about it in the health, wealth, work, wealth, and social capital. I'm joining all the two, parakbo, all together. Even as a young person, be focused. Know what you want to do. You must know what you want to do. You must be focused. You must achieve. You must locate your authentic self. Stop living in the shadow of somebody else. Stop trying to imitate someone else's purpose. Have you discovered who you are? That is the key to success. You know, there was a research that was done a couple of years ago. I think Harvard was involved and some other universities. And they discovered that to be a success, you need 15% technical skills. Maybe some of you know, but to be successful, fulfilled, and achieved in life, you need 85% soft skills. And soft skills has all to do with your emotional intelligence, with your communication skills, your emotional resilience, your attitude, your behavior, and all of that. The World Economic whatever it is, WEC, said that there are 12 basic areas that in this 20th century, 21, 22, 23 to 30 and things like that, people need to get into. And one of it is to be emotionally intelligent. And the next one is to be on a learning curve, always learning. Always learning, always learning, because the world is shifting so fast that you cannot just stay stagnant. This is what I know. This is how we know it. You then decree to yourself and put how do I always say room and parlor in your head and put it there and say, this is how we do it. I will not change. This is how you do it. And do you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over again and wanting other results, a different result. So what are you going through that you are saying to yourself, why can't I make an impact? Why am I not able? XYZ is making an impact. Why am I not able? You know something? You come back to yourself. You begin to ask yourself questions. What am I doing that may not lead me to where I want to go to? Most people just walk on, they just go ahead and just do things. And I say, look, do a vision. I do a vision board all the time. I stopped the one-on-one vision board, but I put a vision board online. Can you imagine at this point in my life, I'm doing courses online. I'm putting courses online and I'm the one creating them with, of course, research and everything. I do in fact, they call me a techie grandma. I don't like never to be in my vocabulary. No, and so should you. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can do things and say never, because there are many ways into a market. You cannot say that, this is the way I know. No. My late husband used to say, if they say this is the way that you are supposed to go, and then you find that, it's blocked, go and get a caterpillar and make a road through it. Pass here with your caterpillar, bring down everything and get on your pathway. And that goes with life. As a young person, do not allow yourself to be hindered by this is the way we do it, or this is how it should be done. Should is not the word of people who want to make impact, people who want to be authentic, people who want to, go mega. The ceiling is not the end, it's the beginning of where you are supposed to do bionic. Look, you are, what do they call you guys now? G1, Generation Y, or whatever it is. You are exploding. You understand? Tap on us. They call us baby boomers, Abby. Baby boomers, Generation Y, or something like that. Yeah. Tap on it, because even in the Bible it says as you get older you're supposed to release onto the younger ones. As you are getting older, you're supposed to release. What is your own attitude to yourself? If you cannot have your own attitude to yourself, you will not be able to give anything. You just will not be able to give anything at all to anybody. Do you understand? So in retirement, you're just retired, you are not tired. You have not started yet, you are in your 4th season. There's a lot that you can do in your 4th season. So what you do is begin to analyze yourself, because a lot of people in their 4th season do not even begin to know who they are. Yes, because they have lived a life, probably they have been married all their life, they have stayed in the marriage, they have lost themselves in it, their children, their husbands, and now the nest is empty and you are saying to yourself, what can I do next? Me, I'm always busy. You understand? Because I have so much to give. Sometimes I become even antisocial, because those who follow me on internet, those who follow me on Instagram, on Facebook and things, my graphics are done by me. I refused some couple of years back, 2, 3, 4 years back, when they will be messing me up, all these graphics people. I just want something, because I'm a creative. Something could suddenly come in my mind that I want to do. They'll tell me this, they'll tell me that, and they'll tell me the money to pay. And I'm doing this thing for free, because I used the reverse Pareto's principle when I was starting off, when I changed into coaching, you understand? Can you imagine? I went into a new area when I was about 50, 55, 56. Who says it's over? You can learn new things. You can go after new things. Who says your age is a stumbling block for you? That was when I went into coaching, because I've always coached all my life. I had books and everything, but I decided I'm going to focus on that as a point of reference, because I was a counselor already, administrator and everything, but I discovered that coaching skills was needed. So even if you're not going to be a coach, coaching skills is needed for business. That's what I said in my Upskill and Elevate masterclass. Coaching skills is good for business. Do you understand? You will be able, if you're a trainer, coaching skills is very good for that. And I went into it and I was dogged. I was determined. I learned how to use Facebook. I learned how to use this. I learned how to use that. Canva, Photo, Fonto, Viva Video, and everything. I'm a one-woman working business in this, my computer. So many things in there. So I'm telling you, be encouraged. Don't give up. Those in retirement, how to be and remain impactful, believe in yourself. If for any reason you have lost yourself somewhere down the line, attend those courses that talks about self-development, be the authentic you and everything, because it will bring out some gunge that maybe are there on forgiveness, bitterness, wallowing in self-pity, as I said before, saying to yourself, if I hadn't done this, I would have done this. Oh, all of us have that. If I hadn't done this, I would have done that, but you didn't do it. So why are you beating yourself up? You are wonderfully, beautifully, intricately, phenomenally made, not for one thing. You are made for various things, but there will be one focus. I have the bicycle system. I said, there is one thing that you are made for that forms the hub of the bicycle. Then envisage a bicycle. There is the hub, and then there are the spokes. that hold the outer wheel. The hub does not go on the ground to drive the wheel. The hub is the machine. That is your gifting. That is the passion. That is your purpose. And then from that gifting, when you start working with it, there are spokes that will come out of it. Don't be a jack of all trades. Do you understand? Niche down, find out what you are supposed to do. Make sure that where you are is where you are supposed to be. I told you that I'm going to be going back and forth to the baby boomers, those in retirement, to the generation X and the generation Y. So I'll be picking it so that some of you will not say it's talking to only the old people, it's talking to all the, I am jamming all together. I am young in spirit. I'm generation Y, I'm generation X, I'm generation this inside me. Externally, I'm a baby boomer, you know, those in the, you know, down there, early 50s, mid 50s, and all those kind of things. Those who were born in those days, 50 something, 50 something, 1960. But you are the architect of your life. You can design and redesign. Same foundation. Oh, coming back to my bicycle thing. Oh, Father, I nearly forgot that. Then, you know, the spokes now go and hit the round, the outer one. And this outer one is the one that drives the bicycle. Do you understand? So that gifting that you have will now generate similar situations that will now form a bigger situation, but you must walk like that. In NLP, we call it the neurological order of achievement. Have your goal on top. Have your goal on top. Then come down to the basics. And then put your levels that you need to get to. Let me tell you something. When you jump from one level to the third or fourth one, that is when you are going to have a problem. That is when you may feel frustrated. That is when you begin to question yourself. That is when you begin to doubt yourself. That is when you begin to allow the gremlins, the foxes that confuse, to now perch on your shoulder and begin to go, mono, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, you are a failure, you are a failure, you can't do it, you are a failure, you are a failure. Then you begin to say to yourself, yeah, I'm not worth it, I can't do anything by myself. What are the words that you say to yourself? What are the words that you say to yourself? Because what you say to yourself is being picked by your very core essence, your inner being. In everybody, there is the inner being, spirit, soul, and body. The body is the one that can damage the inner being or actually bring it out. Do you understand? Actually bring it out. Some people want to stay in their comfort zone. I don't want, you know, I don't want. When you want to stay in your comfort zone, it means that you lack self-confidence. You lack self-confidence, you are not sure of yourself, you're not sure of your capacity and your capabilities, and you are wondering if you are exposed to that point, will I be able to do it? It happened to me when I started speaking. I was, it happened to me because I was coming from a position in those days of shyness and everything. And then God just positioned me right there. Come and see me when the first time God made me, and it was on the pulpit. Can you imagine what God did? He positioned me on the pulpit. I was taken to preach something. Come and see me drenched. I just latched on to the Holy Spirit. I said, Holy Spirit, is me and you, Biko. I can't do this by myself. I can't, because it's not by my power, you know. And I was shocked when people came to me and you said, you haven't done this before and you haven't done that before. And you see, the more you launch out into the deep, when you are not sure of yourself and you are determined and you launch out, then you say to yourself, is it me that did this? Then you go forward. Don't put a limitation to yourself. You are your own limitation. So open up your mind, broaden your mind. Whether you are retiring or anything, you have so much in you. You have so much to give. Look at the things. Look at your strengths. Look at your strengths. You know, If you were in accountancy, if you were in this, in that, what can you give to other people? Can you be a consultant? Can you be a trainer? Can you be a teacher? Can you manufacture something? Can you create a course? Can you create an online course? If somebody had told me 3-4 years ago that I was going to create an online course, I remember when I was writing in 3-4 years, I think 2015, one of these Udemy, is it Coursera or Udemy? They pursued me, gave me time because, they watch people and I used to write a lot. Can you guess what? I didn't even used to collect all these writings. And then I went into, I used to write a lot of blogs, and I got one guy to try to do me my online platform. And he came in and I don't know what he did. Blogs that I had written since 2014, gone. Just like that. It just went. Can I kill him? But because I got myself into a certain state of mind, I was disappointed because I'm a human being. I ranted for a bit because I'm a human being. But I said to myself, maybe it's from here and my research, I'll write another one. When you have a can-do spirit, when you have a spirit that is flexible, we say the most flexible is the most powerful. Flex out. So in passing, I think I've done my 30 minutes, Abby. In passing, in fact, I'm going to get in trouble because I changed some things to get on here at this point, but it's okay. In passing, I will say, if you are retiring, don't limit yourself. You have everything that you need and more, even if you didn't achieve anything. Do you understand? According to you, if you didn't achieve anything, get a coach. Get a coach that will bring out all those pluses that are hidden in you. I was having a coaching session with someone, my first coaching session. I don't do one-on-one really. I have packages. Although I will first of all talk to you for free. I must know what it is that you're doing. And she said, I feel like a failure. I wanted to do XYZ. When I got married, my husband promised me XYZ and he didn't. And what I'm doing is not really, here I am at the age of 42. I feel like a failure. I feel this. I allowed her to talk, because it's very important. And I said, do you love your children? She had 3 kids. Do you love your children? She said, yes. And everything. I said to her, is it everybody who can have children? Then she kept quiet. I said, no, answer me, we're talking. Is it everybody that can have children? She said, no. I said, do you know some people who are spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get children? She said, yes. I said, do you know that is an achievement? You can actually build something from your experience of nurturing 3 children, going through this, going through that. By the time I finished with her, her spirit had gone up. So I will leave you with those words that it's not over till it's over. And it's not over till you get to more than the 70 years times 10. You go on, in good health. And if you are now in the workforce, make sure you empower yourself. Make sure you are emotionally resilient. Make sure your mental health and your physical health, you look after it. Pastor Poju went through all of that, so I'm not going to go through that. You must have your health going. You must eat right. You must not keep burning the candle. It's in the Bible. You must be focused. You must have your goals. You must be realistic. You must, above all, walk in gratitude. Have a gratitude journal. Have a gratitude journal so that when you are down, you look at the journal because you must be down. That's why I say have a vision board. It says Habakkuk 2:2. He said, put it down in writing. At the set time, it will speak. And I tell you, when I do my vision boards, it speaks by the grace of God. Thank you very much for having me. I hope I have been able to deliver as expected.
Thank you so much, Ma, for this very, very powerful and impactful session. In fact, I just love your energy, Ma. You're so vibrant, even at your later season. And I just want to say that personally, I lead the senior citizens community group of the Covenant Nation. So I'm sure you're aware of our community group system.
I was
We just
told
finished
about it.
our second semester, and in fact, I wish that I'd stumbled across and heard you speak before we finished the second semester. I'm sure I would have loved to invite you. So I'm using this
Don't
opportunity
worry,
to
there's
tell you
still
that
time.
for the next semester, we would like to invite you to one of our meetings so that you can share from your wealth of knowledge and impact the people in the group. We have citizens ranging from 55 to as much as 82 in
Ah,
our senior citizens
fantastic.
community group. So yes, we would really like to learn from
It
you.
will be a pleasure. It will be an honor.
Okay, since you are the last speaker, so I think we have time. I want to just say a few things from the pick a few nuggets from what you have shared with us over the last 30 minutes. You spoke about Matthew 5:14 when you said, "You are the light of the world. No matter the season you are, your light cannot be hidden." So you have to begin to look inward to see what what is coming from your life experiences, which you can use to impact others. You
Yes.
said you can find your purpose anytime in life, even in
Yes.
your later seasons.
Yes.
And then you said, no matter what you have been through, there is a reason and a purpose for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, what are the words you say to yourself? Those are things that would nudge you up. And then you said your mindset is an anti-aging serum.
Yes.
Uh, you said the most flexible is the most powerful. Those are very
Yes.
impactful. And you said
True.
comfort others in ways you have been comforted. You said, don't build a room and parlor in your head. Sit down there and refuse to change. So those are some of the things and nuggets we learned we learned from you during your session. So I have one or two questions here. If
Okay.
you have the time, we will be able to take them. The
Okay.
first question says, what steps can you take to overcome failure? And how do you maintain a positive mindset when everything fails?
The steps that you can take to overcome failure is to know who you are. What are the things that you want to do? And why do you think you have failed? What has caused that failure? You see, when you can ask yourself questions, don't look at the negative. Sit down when you are going through things and then ask yourself questions. Why have I failed in this? What are the lessons that I need to learn so that I do not repeat them? Because it is you that can actually find the solution for that. That's why I said, when you get to a point where you cannot find that solution, engage a coach, a coach that is thorough and okay, has been through, the whole gamut, because we have a lot of lovely young coaches that still need to acquire coaching skills, come with, constant and comes with time. Engage that coach or a professional who is already in the business arena, who decided that, oh, I need more coaching skills. Now that is a seasoned coach in business technology, because I try to tell coaches that you are not a jack of all trades. You must know your limitations. You must know what to do. So to overcome failure, you have to know who you are first, the authentic you. You have to know who you are first. And then you have to know what you need to do. If you have failed in certain areas, could it be that that's not where you are supposed to go and there's something else you are supposed to do? Don't wallow in self-pity. Sit down with your notebook and then begin to find out the whys, the whats, and the wherefores, and then what you should do next. To have a positive mindset depends on you too as well. You must be able to think positively. What are the things that have created negativity in you? Some of them come from the childhood foundation. A lot of people, their attitude and behavior is a manifestation of what they've been through during childhood. And whatever you take in between the age of 0 to 7, 7.5, is what will actually determine the behavioral pattern of everybody that is around. Do you understand me? The behavioral pattern from everybody that is around. And so whatever happens, the five senses are that's why you must be careful what you do around children. Be careful what you say and do. So a lot of people with negative mindsets is a manifestation of their childhood. What did they go through? What are they playing out? What music are they dancing to? What kind of, scenario did they see that they are actually working towards? So you have to know all that for you to be able to change from being a negative person to a positive person. And if you want to do it alone, just put all the negative things. It says to yourself be true. All the negative things that, don't find excuses. We're very good to it. Well, I'm like this because of so and so. Identify the negative on the left, put a line through. On the right, put the positive of that negative. No long story. And then determine to work your way through the positive.
Thank you very much, Ma, for that response. We have just one final question, and the question goes, what are the steps you can take to rebrand yourself and start a new life when you have crossed the age of 50?
The steps you have
And
to
you
take
have very little savings to set up a business. Let me take it again. What are the steps you can take to rebrand yourself and start a new life when you are over 50 and you have very little savings to start or set up a new business?
Okay, it depends on your mindset again. There's nothing, it says that don't discountenance small beginnings, small beginnings. In our culture here, it started when the oil boom that boomed us out of all the good things we used to have before, was to start step by step. Then suddenly everybody wants to start and get to 1,000% profit margin. So what some people have gotten themselves into is to limit themselves because of money. They will not make plans because they say, I wish I could do this, but I have no money. Already they have decreed no money to themselves. They have decreed limitations to themselves. They have self-sabotaged themselves. So what you should do is, what do you really want to do? Like I said, in that upskill and branding thing, that was what I did. What you should do, very quickly, I'll give you a quick, put 20 things that you are good at. Don't say it's too much. Oh, as I said to you, count your blessings, name them one by one. Sit down and look at 20 things that you can do, that you are good at. Then, in the order of importance, rearrange them to be 1, 2, 3. 1 being the most important, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then take the first 5, put them to one side, rearrange them again in the order of importance. That first one that will come will be your priority, if you've done it well, will be your priority. Then when you now get that priority, you begin to set your goals. What do you want to do with it? What kind of income do you want to generate? Where do you want to go? What's your target? What is it that you want? Because Jack of all trades is a brand of none. When people know you as something, then it's going to be slow at first, but then you begin to brand yourself up, and then you can know. You see, you brand with the hub. I told you with the hub, and then you will find that there are little things that will come to drive the whole thing. So when you now set your goals, you now say, okay, I want to have a shop that caters for XYZ, but it's going to cost this. But at this point in time, you break it down. Now you chunk down. You begin from the beginning and say, what can I do on step 1 from where I am to step 2, to step 3, to step 4? That is how to begin to brand yourself. So whatever funds you have in step 1 is what you will use, knowing fully well that you've put a 2 or 3 year mark to get to that topmost bit. And then you begin to go up gradually. If you look at the top bit and say, I wish I had that kind of money to be able to get to where I want to go, you are going to put yourself in a situation of not doing anything. You begin to procrastinate, and where you should have started with the little that you had, you will now find that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year has passed. You are still waiting for that big whatever it is. So the thing is, don't be limited by the funds. Identify what you want to do, identify the niche that you want, identify the target markets that you want to go to, the environment that you want to operate in, and then begin to chunk down. What can you do with what you have?
Thank you so very much, Ma. In fact, from all your responses, I just continue to pick nuggets and nuggets from what you said. And in fact, the bicycle system that you've actually referenced today, I think I would really want to go back and do some more research on it. It's really, really impactful. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
The questions we have for you. Okay. If we have any other questions from the chat room later on, we'll definitely find a way to send them to you. Thank you very much.